wants to make some money. I've got an opportunity that you're going to think is too good to be true. It's efficient, it's effective, it's proven, it's global, it's guaranteed. The product is reliable, reusable, recyclable. And the market just keeps growing, and your marketing costs are minimal. You just need one of these. I've got one question. How much is your daughter worth? Because at this moment, somewhere in the world, her daughter is being bought and sold. Best guess, 50 million daughters, sons, somebody's child, is being bought and sold, trafficked, every year. Traffickers see your daughter as an investment. Whether for hard labor, sexual exploitation, forced marriage, domestic servitude, or for your organs. I mean, your heart, your eyes, your kidneys. Your daughter's body is worth millions. So all you investors out there are saying, Ruth, how much money can I make? In my work, we've recently uncovered that one woman trafficked into the UK and sexually exploited can make up to £30,000 a month for their trafficker. That's £360,000 a year. So multiply that 10 times, or 100 times, or 1,000 times, or 10,000 times. That's an extraordinary return on investment. Traffickers build seriously organized criminal networks, investing in the exploitation of people. And they use this. They use this, one, to recruit. To recruit men, women, and children into farms, factories, floors, sandwich shops, brothels, fields, garages, somewhere near you. Traffickers use this to groom vulnerable young people looking for love online. And they find someone they trust who exploits and traffics. They use this to sell dreams to desperate people who are fleeing danger and looking for safety and are convinced to hide in a lorry or step onto a dinghy or sit tonight on the seat of a plane dreaming of the dream job they're going to, all tricked, all trapped, all trafficked. They use this, too, to move money through the same systems that you and I use. And three, they use this to create demand. And they're marketing to us, because we are part of that demand. What we wear, what we eat, what we put in our shopping trolley, what we invest in, we are part of those supply chains. We are investors. And the demand sets a price, so I ask, how much is your daughter worth? Thousands of good people are trying to stop trafficking. And the focus on the victim and the symptoms is vital. But it's of no threat to the trafficker or their business model. We need to invest in the causes and the systems that sustain it and the solutions to disrupt it. Let's take a reality check. Global investment into the world's biggest issues. In 2014, the global spend on cancer drugs hit $100 billion. And by 2026, it's going to hit $300 billion. Vital, life-saving, life-changing investment. But compare that to the investment in the disruption of trafficking. The only figure, 2014, 1.2 billion. 100, 1.2. It's not enough. In the last 5 years, the estimate is that 10 million more people have been trafficked. We're investing in research and reports, and businesses are writing supply chains and their statements. Really important. But what's our collective ROI? What's changed? We have to ask ourselves, the frequency of disruptive global events is increasing. Wars, earthquakes, famines, pandemics. And although any of us can be exploited, those events always impact the people with the most vulnerability, the least resource to adapt, and being open to being trafficked. And we are in unprecedented times, aren't we? Where the movement of our global human family is increasing. And climate change and technical innovation are acting as key accelerators. And governments are trying to rise to the challenge, but we need to detoxify and rehumanize our approach and our language. We need to focus to disrupt human trafficking because we need to fight that with planet, people should not be bought and sold. When my children were little, we taught them how to share their toys, to share their space, to share who they were. Because we knew that when they shared, they became fully human. That when they share, we connect. So what happened? What happened to sharing? If our human instinctive investment into our most precious is to share, why do we tolerate to live in a world that values investments into systems that put a price on your daughter's head? What if we remembered what good investment looks like? What good investment feels like? And then we find our solution to disrupting trafficking. Because we have the tools. To disrupt trafficking, we need to share what we know. That's it. Traffickers share what they know. They share the names of corrupt officials, loose borders, easy banking, easy accommodation. They share, and it's working. Traffickers share what they know so they can recruit, move money, create demand. Information is the most powerful currency that traffickers have. But information is the most powerful currency that we have. Traffickers invest in sharing so they can make money. We invest in sharing so we can make history. Let me tell you a true story about a man. We'll call him Azim. Azim is trapped in a factory with 100 others from all parts of the world. And Azim sends a message one day to a charity thousands of miles away. And that charity collects that information and then safely, over weeks, collects more information from Azim and the others and adds information from other stakeholders and begins to build a picture, a rich picture, of how the traffickers are working. And then out of that analysis produces insights. And insights are things we'd have never found if we didn't share. And then that trafficking organization that is fighting to disrupt it shares those insights to everybody who can make a difference. To law enforcement and charities on the ground who can rescue and rehabilitate, arrest and prosecute. To the financial sector who can shut down the accounts. To the businesses who didn't know that they were facilitating, who can also shut down the accommodation account, the transport, the logistics. And importantly, we can share upstream to the thousands of people who are getting excited and ready to follow Azim all the way down those routes. That is a disruptive network. That is a good network. That is a threat to the traffickers' business model. So you say, well, Ruth, we've got the tools. Why aren't we winning? Because we're not sharing. We're not very good at it. We talk about it, on platforms and in our reports and in our statements, but we don't do it enough. We say it's too hard, and we say the systems of the world aren't really right. And yet, if we remember what good investment looks like and feels like, we have the power to shape the future into a different space. Because we can all share stories. If you see something that doesn't look right down your street, be a good neighbor and share it. If you work in the finance industry and you see a suspicious transaction, share it. If you work in a business and see a suspicious supplier, share it. If you're law enforcement and you see suspicious actors, share it. If you're charities, custodians of those stories, share them. And if you are a survivor of human trafficking, it is your story that will truly lead us forward. Share it safely. Download an anti-trafficking app and safely, securely, anonymously share what you know. We can't stop what we can't see. But when we share, we can build a rich picture of the right information in real time. We can shine a searchlight that uncovers what's hidden and a spotlight where we can see the future early. I've got an opportunity that you're going to think is too good to be true. We are the generation that can predict, disrupt, prevent, and stop the traffic if we share what we know. Your sharing, your investment is priceless. Because your daughter, our children, are worth it.